If you're listening to this episode, there's a good chance you love Disney as much as we do, which leads to one big question.
Why are we sitting here talking about Disney when we should just be there right now?
Well, yes, but before taking that trip to Disney, why wouldn't you use a travel agent?
That's a good point, and it couldn't be any easier than booking a trip through our friend Ashley from Adventure Awaits by Ashley.
Exactly. Ashley does all the work, so we just have to show up and have fun. From park tickets to dining reservations, Disneyland to Walt Disney World, she does it all, even cruises.
And as a former cast member and annual pass holder at both parks, she knows the best times to go and all the secrets to make your next trips to the park absolutely magical.
And if that wasn't enough, she is also an expert on Universal and Epic Universe. She gave us multiple options on how to split our stay, see both theme parks, and take our vacation to a whole new level of awesome.
And her services are always free. Don't do all the planning by yourself and don't pay more than you have to. Contact Ashley at Adventure Awaits by Ashley today and make sure you mention that the Wonderful Thing About Disney podcast sent you. We just found a whole new way to enjoy our trips to the Disney parks. Where in the Park is a signature theme park seek and find game. Each game features images showcasing unique and often overlooked details inside the parks. Players explore the park at their own pace, looking for each image. Play solo or team up with friends and family. This makes the perfect addition to a park day, whether it's your first visit or your 100th. What's even better is that it's not only for Disney. Where in the Park offers packs for theme and amusement parks across the country. Make sure to check out Where in the Park and all the different games they have to offer. Use our code WONDERFUL at checkout for 10% off your next purchase. Happy searching.
Hi, I'm Jake.
And I'm Ashley.
And this is the Wonderful Thing About Disney podcast.
Because Disney's a wonderful thing. Come on down, stop on by, hop a carpet, and fly with us as we discuss the parks, treats, and all things Disney, with new episodes every wonderful Wednesday.
What's up, Dingle Hoppers? Happy Wonderful Wednesday. Welcome back to the podcast. We're so glad you're here.
Yeah, and this episode topic is one that we haven't talked about in a while.
Well, we haven't. We haven't been able to go to Walt Disney World and stay in a Walt Disney World Resort hotel for a little bit.
I know.
And I miss it a lot.
Well, and it's funny because this stay wasn't anytime recent.
No, it wasn't. This is actually back from last year when we did our resort hopping challenge. So it's been a minute, but hey, we're finally getting to it. And there's a good reason, because we are celebrating a birthday for one of our beloved resort hotels.
Probably one of my favorites.
Oh, easily. Easily one of the favorites.
Like top 5?
Top
Probably.
5, without a doubt.
Yeah. Anyway, we're talking about Art of Animation.
And we're talking about Pop Century, its sister resort.
Yeah.
And I have to say, as we were prepping for this episode, for we do prep the episodes, I was really amazed at the history on this one. I'm really, really excited to share the history of these two resorts.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing. So why don't we just jump in and get into it? This week, we're talking all about Art of Animation and Pop Century.
And oh, how we loved those days.
We did. We did love these days.
Yeah.
I think just to preface, like, this is talking about two value resort hotels.
Yes.
Which I know we've been enamored and fallen in love with the luxury lifestyle. But hey, we're going back to our roots. Let's get into it.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, an overview of the two resorts. So Pop Century opened December 14th in 2003, and Art of Animation first opened May 31st, 2012 with their family suites, and then their standard rooms opened September 15th, 2012. So kind of had like a phased opening there. But what I loved about this is like Art of Animation, that resort almost didn't happen.
Wait, what? You didn't tell me that.
Yeah. So...
Did you sneak this in? Because you know Art of Animation is the one. Like, that is one of our favorite resorts. And you're telling me it almost didn't happen?
It almost did not happen.
Oh, my goodness.
So originally Pop Century was made to have two sections.
Okay.
So they were going to do legendary years, which was the 1900s to the 1940s.
Okay.
And then they were supposed to have a classic year section, which was 1950 to 1990.
Hold on. Are you saying that I'm classic now?
I would be 2.
We're not that old.
We're not.
We digress. Please continue.
But anyway, so that was the original plan. And then there was to be an hourglass lake with a narrow bridge connecting the two, which is the Generation Gap Bridge.
Yeah.
Which I didn't actually know. That's legit what it's still called today.
It has a name?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I just thought it was the bridge to the Skyliner.
Right. No, it actually is called the Generation Gap Bridge.
I promise that we prepped this episode, but like this is a section that you did not tell me about. Please tell me more about how one of my favorite resort hotels almost didn't happen. Because if you're telling me there was going to be 2 Pop Century resorts...
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so by 2002, construction had started on both sections. So they had partially completed the legendary years, which was the 3 buildings, and that's what is now Art of Animation today.
Okay.
The mermaid rooms, the Little Mermaid rooms. So they had almost completed those 3 rooms.
Okay.
And then September 11th happened, and tourism kind of suffered.
Right, because everybody stopped flying for a while.
Yep. So Disney put a halt on the legendary year construction.
Okay.
So what they did was the classic year section was completed, and it was opened in 2003.
Okay.
So at the time, Disney said that they would defer the completion of the second phase a couple years to 2007, but the buildings actually stood abandoned for nearly a decade.
Are you serious? For 10 years?
Yep. Those Little Mermaid rooms just sat there.
So you're saying that those Little Mermaid rooms were almost not part of your world?
Oh my God.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I will be here all week.
Oh my God. Anyway. I can't. Okay. Focus. Okay.
That was so good.
It was really good. Okay. So then October 2005 comes around, and I didn't know this, but Disney experimented with converting some of the All-Star music rooms into 2-room suites. And Disney said that if it was successful, they would develop the second phase of Pop Century.
Which makes sense because a lot of those rooms in general are naturally pretty small, and when you have families of moderate to larger sizes, you can't fit everybody in one room.
Yep. So fast forward a couple years later, then May of 2010, Disney announces their Art of Animation resort, and this is going to focus on family suites.
Okay.
So Disney kept the buildings from the legendary phase of Pop, which are the standard rooms, because again, those were originally part of regular Pop.
Right.
So that's why there's 3 buildings, and that's why they're standard rooms. So then Disney said the other 3, well, it's 7 buildings. So the other 3 sections of Art of Animation are all family suite.
That's incredible. I had no idea. That's nuts. Because again, I jokingly call Pop Century Poop Century sometimes because it's just not my favorite. And I'm sorry. I know some people really, really love it there. And that's great. And I'm glad. It serves a very important purpose. It has a very important place in the resort hotel hierarchy. However, I love Art of Animation.
I know.
And if you were to tell me that I would never have known that that even existed and it would just be more Poop Century on both sides of the lake.
I mean, essentially, if it wasn't for 9/11, which I hate like saying that, but like in reality, if it wasn't for that and tourism tanking, you would have 2 sections of Pop Century, like one big Pop Century resort.
I'm not even going to touch any comments on that, but it is amazing. It is amazing how the events of the world can shape the Disney bubble.
Sure.
Okay.
Anyway, Art of Animation construction began in 2010, and then they had, again, phased openings from May 31st to September of 2012.
Okay. Amazing.
So...
I mean, really, I honestly thought for this portion of the episode, we were just going to say, like, hey, Pop Century, it's made up of a bunch of different sections, different block rooms that are from each different decade. And there's fun, nostalgic pieces from those decades that used in decor. And, you know, there's a giant Mickey telephone. And then you can play as a giant human foosball. And I didn't know that there was this whole backstory to it.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. So now that you know the overview of Art of Animation and Pop Century, let's talk about Art of Animation.
Okay.
First.
Great.
And go over our reviews, our thoughts.
Because we love it. Spoiler alert.
All of the things.
Okay.
The Disney website describes Art of Animation as, it says, Be surrounded in the artistry, enchantment, and magic of Disney and Pixar movies. Stay at a Disney resort hotel that invites you to explore the storybook landscapes seen in such classics as Finding Nemo, Cars, The Lion King, and The Little Mermaid. From delightfully themed family suites to wondrously detailed courtyards, Disney's art of animation, quote-unquote, draws you and your family in to become a part of some of your animated favorites.
I love that. I especially love that they play off of draws you and your family in. But you guys, like, that is the thing. Like, once we found out what art of animation was, it immediately jumped to our list as, like, we want to stay here at some point. And it looks really cool. And then we actually did stay there, and it was way better than we had even hoped for.
Oh, yeah.
And I guess, like, I really admire and love, like, the quality of the building and the luxury and all of that goes into the architecture and everything of these resort hotels. But when I stay on Disney property, I want Disney in my face. Mm-hmm. And that's what you get at Art of Animation. And when you're looking at these ginormous characters that are around, especially as you walk through the Lion King area, like just the landscaping that's more jungly, and then when you get over to Little Mermaid and it really is like under the sea style plants and things, and then Cars is more like deserty. Like, it is just so freaking cool.
Well, and again, both Art of Animation and Pop Century, they're value resorts.
They are value
resorts. Which means,
resorts.
Again, they're on the cheaper side. Now, Art of Animation, because 3/4 of the resort is family suites, it is more on the expensive side.
Sure.
You're kind of getting a moderate resort at a value price, though.
But that's what I love about it. And again, like I mentioned, like, Pop Century holds a very important place in the resorts at Walt Disney World because it's not like All Stars. Yeah. It is a level up from that. And I love that, you know, it feels like it. It just feels like there's just a little more space, a little bit nicer. The grounds are a little more spread out and stuff. So again, Pop Century is really great for being a value resort. But then you definitely go up another tier for Art of Animation because it truly feels like it is a moderate resort at a value price. Yeah. So it's great. Yeah. Love it.
Yep. So again, the sections are broken down into the 4 sections that we mentioned. So rooms.
Yeah. So you've got your standard rooms, those Little Mermaid themed. They sleep up to 4 adults, 1 king bed or 2 queen beds. Pretty standard. And these are located at the back of the resort. So this is the furthest walk away from the check-in desk. So just be prepared for a walk. However, it doesn't feel like a long walk because, again, you get to walk right through the Lion King section, which is awesome. And then it just briefly opens up and you're already right there at Little Mermaid. So when we stayed in the Little Mermaid rooms, it really didn't feel that bad at all. And we were walking back and forth to fill up, you know, drinks and mugs at the cafeteria. It really wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't.
And I love that there's plenty to see there. And then they also have the family suites. So these you'll find in Finding Nemo, Cars, or The Lion King. These ones are going to be bigger. They sleep up to 6 adults. You get a queen bed, 1 double-sized sleeper sofa, and a double-sized pull-down bed. So you can really pack them in like sardines. Yeah. But again, they look so fun. Like, if you guys have the chance, just go online, pull up pictures from those rooms, or go to the Disney website. They're adorable. Yeah. Absolutely adorable. And I would say all 3 of these, the Lion King, the Nemo, and the Cars, they're all very, very close. Yeah. So you literally walk outside and then it's just what direction from the pool do you go? And you're, I don't know what, like 50 yards at most? Yeah. And you're there. Yeah. So the next thing we have to talk about is the pools.
Your favorite.
They are my favorite. Like, again, the Little Mermaid pool, it's cool. It's awesome. It's great. And I like it. The Cozy Cone pool, I mean, we went there. Car themed. The best part of it would be the cone-shaped cabanas.
Those were amazing.
No, those cabanas were really, really cool.
They were cute.
They were fun. But really, you guys, it's not the Cozy Cone pool. It's not Flippin' Finn's pool. It is the Big Blue pool. And that one is Finding Nemo themed. It is the largest hotel pool in all of Walt Disney World.
Which, I read that and I was like, is that...
No, it is real.
I know. I was like, that's so weird to think about.
But it's not, because it has this massive, like, splash pad, the schoolyard spray ground. Yeah. But it's so fun. And, like, there's so many, like, fun characters and Easter eggs and things from Finding Nemo. And, like, it is a very big, long pool.
It is. It is.
And it's great.
Yeah.
And like every time we walk by, even though we were walking to like one of the parks, I want to go swimming because this looks so fun. It was awesome. And I mean, I'm really, really excited for us to add Art of Animation to our park ranking series. So we do that as a special episode over on Patreon. You guys go check that out after this episode because we compare all of the Walt Disney World and all of the Disneyland resort hotels against each other based on 5 different criteria. And I think that Art of Animation is going to score very, very high.
I think so.
And we do talk about pools. And guys, spoiler alert, I think this pool is going to get a 5 from us because it's just really awesome. So, super cool.
Yeah. So recreation, again, this is a value resort, so it doesn't have as much recreation as some of, especially the deluxe resorts, but you have the Pixel Play Arcade, you have a jogging trail and a playground, you have some different poolside activities, campfire at Pride Rock.
Which was really cool, by the way. We walked through that a couple times.
Yeah.
And like you're literally in the shadow of Pride Rock making s'mores.
Yeah. Yeah.
Say less.
Yeah. You have daily activities on the lawn, movies under the stars. You can do Mickey tie-dye on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays.
Awesome.
And then they actually have a mosaic art craft that you can do every Wednesday.
We have talked a lot about the mosaic art. And every time we go, we're like, oh, we should do this. Y'all, we have failed every single time to remember or to be around or to have it work out with our schedules. One day, someday, at one of the resorts, we will do the mosaic art.
I know.
But it is really cool that they'd have it at Art of Animation.
Yeah. Yeah. So, dining. There are 2 main dining options here at Art of Animation. So, one is your Landscape of Flavor. This is your quick service. They're open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And it's your typical quick service. You can get burgers, chicken tenders, pizza, all of the classics.
Yeah.
And then they have the drop-off pool bar. So you can get snacks and small entrees. And then they have, your cocktails, beer, wine, frozen drinks, non-alcoholic beverages, all the good stuff.
And just for anybody who's traveling in who, maybe your room isn't ready, but you want to just jump in the pool in the meantime, they have plenty of changing areas there as well, which we really loved and appreciated.
Yeah.
As far as shopping goes, they have the ink and paint shop. This is their main gift shop, merch shop there. You guys, it's awesome. And I love that Art of Animation has its own merch.
I do too.
And they have some awesome options too. Like you got ears. You almost got the Loungefly because it was adorable.
Yeah.
And they had a Spirit jersey. And it was so cool.
I almost got the Spirit jersey too, but I was like, I don't need another one.
Well, but they happened to be sold out of Art of Animation pins when we were there, which was sad days.
I know.
They have plenty of their own merch, and that, again, is not something that you usually see at the value level resorts. Some have it, some don't. Art of Animation does.
Yep.
And that was really, really cool. I love that. And then another big key thing is the transportation. So this one is fun. Just like Pop Century, you are right on the Skyliner. So it doesn't take much to walk over and be able to get on the Skyliner, and then you have instant access to Hollywood Studios in Epcot, which is great. If you're going anywhere else, you're going to get a bus. So there's buses to Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, and Disney Springs. Now, the one thing I will say is there is only one bus stop, so it does tend to get a little busy. And it was a longer walk, from where we were at in the Little Mermaid rooms. So you just have to be prepared for that. You're going to have to get up a little bit earlier in order to make sure you get a spot to catch one of those early buses. But that being said, they always have buses running, and very rarely did you see long lines of people just waiting excessive amounts of time. They keep the buses coming pretty frequently.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the worst part about it was when you're on the Skyliner and you're coming back to the resort, the first thing that you see are the Little Mermaid rooms. I mean, they are right there.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, can you drop me off here? And you're like, nope, no, I have to keep going.
Keep going.
But it's okay.
It was okay, though. It was great. So again, we will talk more about this over on Patreon, but that's a summary of Art of Animation. So let's jump over to Pop Century. So, if you'll allow me, the website description says, experience the unforgettable fads of the 1950s through the 1990s all over again. From yo-yos and Play-Doh to Rubik's Cube and rollerblades, this resort hotel salutes the timeless fashions, catchphrases, toys, and dances that captivated the world through the decades. Basically, It's just going to make you feel old, parents. So enjoy that. Walk down memory lane, more like grab your walker because you're practically in a rest home.
Oh my God, no.
I'm telling you, when you walk through and you're seeing rollerblades and Discman and, dial-up internet references, and you're like, oh my gosh, how old am I? That was when I was a kid.
Well, okay.
Am I wrong?
No.
I am not.
Okay. We'll talk about this again in our After Hours episode, but this one wasn't my favorite resort.
It's true. And again, as we mentioned, this is just us and our preference. When we're staying at a Walt Disney World Resort hotel, we kind of want Disney in our face. Like, that's part of what we're signing up for and what we gear up for. And, like, there are some Disney elements.
Yeah. So the resort is kind of broken down into 4 sections.
Right.
So you have the 50s, which is bowling themed, but then also randomly you have Lady and the Tramp there.
It just didn't feel like Lady and the Tramp really belonged there. And I get, like, well, actually, no, I don't get it. Lady and the Tramp didn't come out in the 50s, did it?
It might have.
Maybe.
But even if it did, the point of, like,
it just doesn't fit.
Yeah, you had bowling and then you just have Lady and the Tramp there. So
yeah, that was weird for us.
So then you have the 60s, which was kind of toy themed. And then you had Baloo and Mowgli.
Because the Jungle Book totally makes sense with a bunch of random toys.
Yeah. 70s was kind of game themed. So you had Foosball and then you had the Mickey phone.
Which, honestly, that one kind of made sense to me.
That one did. Yeah.
That one I'm on board with.
Yep. And then you had the 80s, which was kind of technology. You had the computer, the Rubik's Cube, you had a floppy disk, and then you, again, have Roger Rabbit.
Well, and as we're talking this out, yeah, I do think Lady and the Tramp probably came out in the 50s.
I'm sure it
Jungle
did.
Book in the 60s. But yeah, I don't like the 80s section, you guys. I was born in 84. I'm telling you, you will feel old as you walk through there.
And we stayed in the 80s
section. And we did stay in the 80s. So depressed.
Okay, so let's do an overview of the resort. So, rooms. You've got one room type, no matter where you're staying.
Suck it up and love it.
So you have one queen bed and one queen size table bed, like the pull down bed.
Like a Murphy bed.
Yep. Or one king bed.
Or one king bed.
So
you get what you get and you don't throw a fit here at Pop Century.
Pretty much.
I mean, they have 3 pools, though.
Yeah.
So, I mean, 3 pools, the hippy dippy pool.
Hippy dippy pool.
I'm guessing that one's in the 70s, right?
Yep, that one.
Let's hope so, because it's shaped like a flower.
Yeah, it's the main pool.
That's the main pool. You guys, I want to love it. I really do. I don't mean to sound like I'm sour grapes here. It's just... Or you could walk across the bridge and swim with Nemo. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I don't mean to hate Pop Century. It's really great. It's just, its sister resort is so much better. Then you have a bowling pool, and it's shaped like a bowling pin. I just don't...
Which I didn't know it was shaped like a bowling pin. And
what
like,
did you
as
think?
we're...
You're just like, what is this
I'm
long...
just saying, like, at first I didn't realize until we were there, like, taking pictures, getting content. And then I was like, wait, is this bowling pin shaped?
Oh, but wait. There's more.
Yes.
There is a computer pool, which is a computer-shaped pool, aka a rectangle.
That was my favorite part, is when we were putting the script together. If you go to Pop Century's website, like on the Disney website, the description says a computer-shaped pool. I was like, so, a rectangle pool.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't.
This is where we're at.
I can't. You guys, I really do. I really like to like this resort. And I know that there's a lot of people who love it. And I'm happy for you. And I'm glad it's there. It's just, this is just not my place. But let's talk about recreation. They do have some things. They have the Fast Forward Arcade. Mm-hmm. They've got a playground. They've got a trail for jogging, if you're into that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. There's movies under the stars. They have campfire activities. They do marble painting on vinyl records on Monday and Friday.
Yep.
I need to like look this up better because I'm really not sure what that means or what you do with it, but it's cool. You can paint your own bowling pin on Wednesdays. I'm so sorry. So sorry. And then they have nighttime trivia and bingo.
like making fun of
I'm
poor
not.
Pop Century.
I'm not. I love
Century,
I love
as you
Poop
say.
Century. You guys know it's okay. And hey, like very sincerely, jokes aside, if this is where you can afford to stay, it's awesome. And you're staying in a Disney Resort hotel and it is fantastic and you will love it.
Honestly, that's where we were at. At the time, we were like, okay, we can't really afford a deluxe resort.
Yeah.
We knew we wanted to stay at Art of Animation. We're like, okay, so that one's a little bit more expensive.
It is.
So we do need to pick one that was a little bit cheaper. So we decided on Pop Century more because they were right next to each other.
Yeah.
We're like, it's perfect. But like legit, that was our reason.
Right. And this is where, again, guys, I'm sorry, jokes aside, you're still swimming in a pool. It might be shaped like a bowling pin or a computer, but you're in the water. And you get to ride on the same Skyliner.
Yeah.
And it just, you're sleeping in the same beds.
Yeah.
It's just one of them has a giant King Triton with his trident outside, and the other is a rollerblade.
Oh, rollerblade, yeah.
Or Mowgli in his little britches.
Moving on. Dining. Should we talk about dining?
For they do have dining there, yeah. Everything Pop Century, Pop Shopping, where am I at in this?
Everything Pop Shopping and Dining is the name of the restaurant and the shop.
Yep.
They are right next to each other. We couldn't come up with different names, I guess.
Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I was just hoping that it would come out Pop Shopping and not Poop Shooping. Okay? So Thank you for the save on that one. But quick service. Open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then the menu here is like identical to Art of Animation. Like burgers, chicken, tendies, pizza, salads. Lots of desserts though.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I'm all about that.
Yep.
And then they have the Petals Pool Bar. Small bites. Non-alcoholic drinks, beer, wine, and specialty cocktails.
Yeah. Yep. And then shopping, again, is everything Pop Shopping and Dining. It's the same name.
Poop Shooping.
Oh my God. So it's your typical resort shop. You can get, your spirit jerseys, your pin, your ears, but they also do have Pop themed merch.
And the ears were very cool because they were like records. Mm-hmm. It was fun. I appreciated it.
Yeah. And then they also had their own spirit jersey and t-shirt. And the spirit jersey was blue with Mickey's face on it. And then it says like, have a nice day on it with some flowers.
Yeah. See, you hear that, haters? They have their own spirit jersey. So back off, okay?
And they have their own water bottle.
Yeah. See, Pop Century, I defend your honor.
They did not have a Loungefly though.
Well.
No Loungeflies. Or at least when we were there, they didn't have one. Maybe they did when the line came out, but not at the time. And transportation, literally the same.
Yeah. Skyliner to Hollywood Studios and Epcot, bus everywhere else.
Yep.
I'm sorry. No, and we have a very dear friend, our friend Ryan at the Disneyverse. He loves staying at Pop Century, and I'm really stoked for him. I will stay at Art of Animation, and I will meet you at the bridge, my brother.
The Generation Gap Bridge.
The Generation Gap Bridge, which is such a weird name for a bridge.
Because who knew that was the name? I didn't.
I did not either until we were prepping for this.
Legit
why not?
Has a name.
Yeah, why not call it like Skyliner Stroll Bridge or, the bridge over the lake?
Well, yeah, because the Skyliner wasn't till a couple of years later. What, 2019, something like that?
But Generational Gap Bridge, it kind of tells you if you want to be young at heart, stay at Art of Animation. If you want to feel like an old fart,
oh my God,
then go to Pop Century. And reminisce of yesteryear when burgers were only a nickel.
Oh my God.
I used to play pinochle with the lads around the neighborhood.
Please stop.
All right. If you made it this far, that's a little
congratulations.
That's a summary of Art of Animation and Pop Century, two fantastic value resorts for you to enjoy at your next stay at Walt Disney World. And as always, we will be doing a comparison of where they rank against the other Walt Disney World and Disneyland Resort hotels over on Patreon. So hop over to Patreon after this episode and listen to our rankings and find out where they fall. And you know what? We were nothing but fair.
Yeah.
Pop Century, you will have a fair shake, just like the Grand Floridian.
Yep.
For we are all equal in the Walt Disney World Resort Hotel universe.
That's it for this week's episode. Don't forget to rate our show on Apple or Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts. Subscribe to support our show on Patreon. Check out our t-shirt shop, Shop Threads of Imagination. And until next wonderful Wednesday, TTFN.